Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John with Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live on Theta TV on May 28th, 2021 from Leander, Texas, suburb just outside of Austin. And it is 5:34 in the morning. I'm back to my really early morning broadcast because I do have to drive down to work today. It is a long commute, so I have to get up extra early. And with family and kids and work and everything, in order to be able to keep up on what I'm really interested in doing. Well, I love my family too. I'm interested in them, but my other interest besides my family is this cryptocurrency, and I have to get up really early to make time to do stuff like that because I can't stay up late. By the time 8:30 and 9 rolls around, I start getting really tired, and I just have a hard time absorbing anything. I do sometimes stay up late and read articles and stuff like that, but the majority of what I get done is in the morning and stuff like that. But yeah, I've had an interesting past couple days at this Greater Reset conference. I'll show you guys here real quick. greaterreset.org. Okay. And it's just a way to kind of figure out how to navigate the alternate. Where is it taking me? Jeez, did I misspell something? Hold on. Here we go. The Greater Reset, not Greater Reset. So yeah, it's just basically a conference, I guess you could call it that. To where there's a bunch of speakers and workshops and stuff like that about how you can navigate an alternate economy with this impending greater reset that the World Economic Forum has decided that they want to impose on us, even though none of those people were elected. Somehow they're now in control of the government, the world government. I don't know, but they kind of have made themselves dictators, and then so now we need to figure out how to navigate around this complete surveillance society that is being imposed upon us. And there's some really creative speakers and creative ideas that have been talked about, and I've got a lot of value from going to this today. So yesterday was day 4, liberating technology. So they focused a lot on cryptocurrency. They focused on different ways of doing journalism that don't use mainstream media. They focused on IPFS, interplanetary file system, Web 3.0, instead of using centralized data servers and stuff like that and web servers. And I definitely want to dig a little more into that. I know Filecoin is a more popular version of a lot of that stuff. So with regards to cryptocurrency, Filecoin is IPFS, and it's a way to reward people that run the IPFS nodes. But anyway, it is distributed web servers, and I guess it's not completely accurate, but it's one way to put it. So all your information is not at any type of choke point to where it can be censored or deleted from the internet. It is distributed all throughout the world in piece and parcel, and so whatever you put up there will not get deleted, because right now we are basically going through an online book burning. There is tons of information that even on the Wayback Machine you can't find. If we were actually burning physical books right now, I think a lot of people would understand what's going on. But there is tons of burning, and they called it the Library of Alexandria is burning down again right now. It's going on right now, and a lot of people don't even realize it because they don't understand the technology and they don't understand what's going on behind the scenes on the internet. All they say is, I press Google and I talk to Google and it tells me things and what I want to know, and that's it. And people don't bother to look under the hood even slightly, so anyway, so yeah, let's take a quick look. They still have stuff going on today, and today is, so Monday they had Mind, Body, and Soul. Tuesday they had Regenerate the Earth, so this focused on I guess bettering yourselves and healing your own internal world, mental, physical, and spiritual health. And then the second day was regenerating the earth, a lot of permaculture, urban farming, organic type of stuff. And then Wednesday was counter economy. So how do you break away from a financial system and economic enslavement? So various ways of doing that. Yesterday was liberating technology, and they talked a lot about cryptocurrency and what I just told you. And then today is building community and strong relationships, like how to form communities, basically gather outside of, right now we're told not to gather, and it's interesting that the ancient church was called in Greek ecclesia, and it basically did not mean church, it did not mean building, it did not mean 501c3, tax exempt or anything like that. It meant gathering. That's it, gathering. Wherever there's 3 or more people, there will be the ecclesia, the gathering, and that's what this is. This is the church. And whenever you are fighting against these current mandates and you are gathering, you are forming a church. So interpret it for what you will, but go to this website and you can see a lot of the speakers. I just saw it down at the bottom of this page where, okay, so these are some of the speakers. Let me go down here, down to the bottom. I guess it showed okay, so they have little videos of people, individuals that they've uploaded, and their versions of what they're doing to try to create a counter economy and stuff like that. I believe all these videos of these speakers will be available on here. So if you're interested, go check it out. But I got an entire plethora of websites I need to go through. But first, let's take a quick look at CoinGecko. So if you haven't gathered by now, that's kind of what I'm about with this whole cryptocurrency, and the angle I'm taking towards cryptocurrency is trying to use it in a way that will liberate us, help us to better ourselves, and free us from the banking institutions. Because every single time we take a step towards freeing ourselves from the banking institutions and the current finance industry, and we give ourselves the tool to be able to grow our own personal wealth in the way that the bankers have not allowed us to do, because we're not accredited investors. Accredited investor basically means that you're a rich guy or woman. And I'm not an accredited investor, and I've never been. So therefore, I've had a lot of financial tools that have not been available to me. Well, the beauty of cryptocurrency and DeFi and everything like that is it allows me to be my own accredited investor, to be able to grow wealth, and not just, to where I can buy a Lambo. I would never buy a Lambo even if I could afford one, a Lamborghini. Screw that, man. I'm building generation wealth. I want to buy land. I want to be able to pass some things on down to my kids. That's what I want. I don't want a freaking Lambo, dude. I don't care about a yacht, So, what's up, N81? And I'm getting people hopping on here on Theta TV. There are other people here that are like-minded, and that's what me going to this greater reset over here yesterday and the day before was all about, was to actually talk to some people in person who are like-minded. Because sometimes, yes, I'm thankful for people that jump on and chat with me, and then people that give me feedback on YouTube and Twitter and all that, but it's not the same to talk to somebody in person and kind of feel like, I hate to get all like ooh on you, but you feel like a mimetic energy whenever you're talking to somebody in person. And a mimetic means, an exchange back and forth, a kind of you notice if you scratch your face or if you yawn, somebody else is yawning. That's mimetic behavior. And whenever you're talking to somebody in person or in a group in person, there's literally an exchange of energy going back and forth between people. And I think a lot of doctors right now with this COVID stuff and the threat and the fear of losing their jobs if they speak out against the current narrative and stuff like that, I think a lot of doctors are either fully subscribing to that out of fear, or just out of pure just belief and all that crap, or they are breaking away. And I've been seeing videos of countless doctors and nurses and health professionals and legal professionals and everything like that breaking away from this narrative, and they're starting to come out and be like, guys, man, this is messed up. And people say, oh yeah, they're just and they find a way to like personally discredit them or censor them and stuff like that. They say, well, trust the science. Well, if you trust the science, you got to listen to people from all different backgrounds, and people of the medical profession from all different angles, not just the angle that they want you to hear. So there are a lot of doctors breaking out and coming out and questioning a lot of this stuff. And it's amazing to hear. But my point was, when I was talking about all those woo and mimetic energy, is doctors are starting to believe, or at least maybe they've believed all along, but you have to kind of get rid of, because lies, trauma, abuse, and things like that, the lies, trauma, and abuse and things like that will create enzymes and proteins and chemicals in your system that get buried, and then they manifest themselves later on as physical manifestations, whether it be sickness or whatever, and a lot of doctors are starting to speak up about that. And there's a particular doctor, I can't remember his name, he works at a famous cancer institute. He says one of the first things that he does is get people to talk about people that have hurt them or ways that they've hurt people, and in that way they can release that chemical energy that's been built up inside them. And and a lot of times it helps their therapy towards cancer. And so it's pretty interesting stuff. Innate One says, I won't get that shot. Yeah, neither will I, man. And what's up, 29LH06? And he says, the science doesn't hold up on this one. Yeah, I know. And I'm not an anti-vaxxer either. I don't mind, measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox, and all that stuff, like actual vaccines, But anyway, this is not like an anti-vax show. I just happen to get on it because of this stuff we're talking about and ways that we're like breaking out from this current narrative and this current economy, and how cryptocurrency is helping us break away from this system that is being imposed on us, and then how it's allowing us to be financially independent and free for the first time and to become our own accredited investors. But as cryptocurrency and a lot of these tools and technology are not just being used to free us from financial independence, we can use it as well to counter a lot of this stuff. Like, for instance, Chainlink can be used for bad and good. It's a data oracle, that's all it is. But World Economic Forum and entities like that are trying to use Chainlink as a way to collect every single movement and surveil you through AI bots and everything like that, and going through, let's say, Fetch AI with these autonomous economic agents. You'll basically get a UBI, a universal basic income, right? You'll get your UBI, and all your actions will be surveilled, and through Chainlink and IoT devices and Fetch AI and stuff like that. Every single device you hold, every phone you hold, every little webcam, every single surveillance camera in every building, say a parking garage surveillance camera, will count and gather all your information. And if you are going along with optimized behavior that they think you should be going towards, if you go towards that empty parking garage, you will gain cryptocurrency credits, social credits. And if you go towards that full parking garage, even when they told you that parking garage was full, but you decide you want to park there, you'll be getting penalized for that non-optimal behavior. And so think about the ways that a lot of this cryptocurrency technology is trying to creep in your life. How can you use it for bad or for good? And so our job is to learn about this stuff, to try to at least be on par, if not ahead of the game, a lot of this technology, to figure out how to navigate this type of this stuff being imposed on us, so it doesn't shackle us. Instead we can use it to free us. A conversation that came up with somebody there named Eric, or maybe I brought it up, but he disagreed about holding tokens like Chainlink and Theta and stuff like that, because those are basically could be tools to enslave people. And he likened it to, I guess, the somebody who is producing the gas for the for the concentration camps and you supporting the manufacturers of that. I understand where he's coming from, and I get that point of view, and I agree about that point of view. However, Chainlink and stuff like that and Theta, they can be used for good and bad. And yes, the large corporations like Google and stuff like that will be using some of this technology. Does not necessarily mean that they are the manufacturers that produce the gases and the gas chambers and stuff like that. So I think there's a difference, because this is just technology, just like nuclear energy technology and stuff like that can be used for both bad and good. But it's an interesting debate, and I love ethical debates because there's so many approaches you can take on it. So N8 one about the driving in the parking garage. They should use that for awful driving behaviors. Well, they do. They have insurance now, like Root Insurance uses this specific little app on your phone to micromanage all your driving behavior and reward you with cheaper rates for insurance. Now, that's just kind of a slippery slope to me. I mean, I'm a pretty slow driver, but there are some really dangerous drivers out there, and especially in large cities or in the country too. And but yeah, anyway, yeah. See, so what stance do you take? What issues? And do you just do a complete what is that word? Draconian type of dragnet approach on these issues, or do you attack these issues on a case-by-case basis? With cryptocurrency and the things that they can allow and empower people or empower centralized institutions. And I thought I brought up a topic of conversation about hive minds as human beings. We are all sovereign, autonomous individuals, right? However, we are all a hive mind as well. When we are empowered, we tend to act in a hive mind type of way. However, whenever you try to have hive mind imposed on you, like communism, then hive mind is the ultimate force of destruction and enslavement. So you have, like, let's say theology that empowers people, and I'm not going to go point towards anyone towards religion, but individual empowerment creates energy in a group of people all working together in a nice hive mind, and everybody feels free yet predetermined at the same time. That's the whole predetermined free will debate. But then if you have something like the Communist Manifesto comes along, and in the actual words of the Communist Manifesto, they sit there and preach this almost utopian society, to where we are all basically free because, we are all given everything that we need. But then when it's actually imposed in practice, it's pure totalitarianism. And, so both, like, kind of like these cryptocurrency white papers, you see some things, it's like a Communist Manifesto sometimes. In theory it's amazing, in practice it becomes kind of totalitarian, and these white papers kind of are interesting. There's so many of them. It's why I enjoy reading them, even from a technical standpoint, because there's just so many individual approaches on this technology, and they all show up through white papers. And there's as many different cryptocurrency projects as there are personalities. So, oh man, and 8-1 says, so wealthy people will break the rules because they don't mind paying extra. Yeah, exactly. Like these pharmaceutical companies like Pfizer are literal criminals. They've been to criminal court more times than I can count on my hand, and they've been charged and guilty, but they just pay the fine, and just kind of move along and keep doing what they're doing. And people trust people like that to put stuff in their bodies, which just blows my mind. Anyway, I did find out about one interesting form. I've been trying to wean myself away from Google, and not just Google, but big tech, YouTube, Amazon, and I post this up on YouTube every single day, so I'm not there yet. There are some people that are called gray man or gray person or whatever that are completely off the grid. They try to be as anonymous as possible, but I'm not there. I still have my normal job. I'm still on the credit system. I still, I don't think I'll ever be completely gray man. I have a family, and I'm just kind of a normal dude, like in a lot of ways. But I'm taking baby steps. I posted up on BitChute my videos. I posted on Odyssey. I use Brave browser. I don't use Google search engine. I use Start Page. I try to do little things. And I'm I'm trying to move towards smaller banks. It's really hard. Those banks get those tentacles into every single aspect of your life. But I'm in the process of trying to break up with my bank and move towards a smaller credit union. And it's hard, man. It's really hard. But I did find this one particular search engine that I thought was pretty cool. And it's the first blockchain-based search engine that I've ever seen. And search engine based on nodes, and it doesn't collect your data or information like that. They have the pre-token that you can earn by running nodes and doing searches and stuff like that. You can dock your favorite, places where it will search for information for you, and then you can go in here and you can edit your search providers, and you can add all these here, or you can go in and you can add a new provider. And I went in here and I added Start Page to it because that's the search engine that I use. So it'll find Start Page answers as well, and that's right there. I created that little icon. So let's take a quick look at presearch.io here. I'm thinking about possibly running a node on here. I believe it uses IPFS technology. Presearch is a decentralized search engine. Search privately, receive better results, get rewarded with a Presearch decentralized search engine powered by blockchain technology. So this is the first search engine that I've seen that uses blockchain technology. If you guys know something else, let me know. I'm all ears. Also, if you know of a map type of application that is decentralized, I'd like to learn more about that. Somebody there shared maps.me with me, and I don't think that's not decentralized, but it's an interesting approach. So if you have it on your Apple iPhone, or you can download it, check it out. It's an interesting app. So Presearch is building a complete ecosystem to support the pre-token and provide the world with a decentralized search engine that is powered by the community for the community. This system includes Presearch token, decentralized search engine, Presearch nodes, keyword staking, Presearch marketplace, and Ethereum blockchain. I guess there's plenty of videos on it already here. But I just like the idea about it. At this point, I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I listened to the CEO and the founder speak yesterday. Colin Pape, I think is his name. And he did a great job explaining it and explaining why we need to get away from Google and all this centralized search engine technology and everything that tracks us constantly. Be like, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. It doesn't matter if you're doing anything wrong. They're building files on you, and it's not right. They're selling your data and making money off of you, and then basically taxing the hell out of you. And it starts with marketing at the surface level. We're just using it to better market to you. But then you end up doing a search in Google, and then they end up showing you results that they think you will want rather than maybe what might be helpful to you. And it's interesting because only about 4% of the available information on the internet comes through Google and YouTube and stuff like that. You have to dig into the dark web in order to get to the other 96% of the content that's out there on the internet. So they're really programming you, and you're only being shown maybe one row of books out of the entire library. So these types of search engines will help you get a little deeper into the internet. You can start with something easy like Start Page. I like this Presearch.io. Like I said, I'll think about running a node. So here, we believe that the world deserves a community-driven, grassroots, decentralized search engine that's built by and for the community it serves. This search engine should reward those who contribute to its success and leverage blockchain technology and cryptocurrency to align the interests of all its stakeholders. By becoming increasingly accountable and transparent, Presearch will earn the trust of its community, attracting many of the best and brightest to the project and in the process. This group of people from all over the world, from all walks of life, with different faces and voices and beliefs and visions for the future, will find ways to collaborate together and create new and valuable ways to access information online. These people will uncover methods of cycling value through the communities they support, using technologies they trust, generating wealth, preserving privacy, and building freedom in the process. Cool. And then Google has a dastardly reputation for censoring content that they don't necessarily support, or just content that pays them. They will put content that they find favorable at the very top of the searches, then maybe bury your small business that you're trying to start way down 7 pages deep or something in the search engine to where it won't be found. Oh yeah, we're presenting it. Yeah, 7 pages deep. And a lot of that is SEO optimization as well, but I do that SEO optimization game with my work, and still a lot of that is a total crapshoot. So you don't have to fall prey to that. And so you can imagine the hundreds of thousands of different ideas and businesses and prosperous technology and services that could have been developed, but people have never been able to find it because they're using Google. So things like pre-search and start page, and even DuckDuckGo, even though it's owned by Bing, which is owned by Microsoft, DuckDuckGo is still a starter alternative. So think about that. So the ecosystem, there's a search engine, they have the pre-token, so I don't think that you can buy and sell it out on exchanges right now. I'll have to check Uniswap. Pre-search nodes, there's keyword staking, and this is an interesting tool. Keyword staking is a term for committing your pre-tokens to a specific word or term. If you stake the most tokens to a given keyword, your ad will show up when someone searches for that term on pre-search. Now I'm going to have to dig a little deeper into this, because this kind of sounds like paid advertising, and the person who pays the most, will get the advantage on there. You still maintain ownership of your pre while they're staked, but if you choose to unstake them from a given term, or if somebody stakes more than you, your ad will no longer be shown. During the initial launch phase of the platform, estimated to last until January 2021, there will be no cost for any traffic you receive through your ad. That's right, no cost per click, no cost per impression, and no cost per action. Just real quality traffic from more than 1.6 million pre-search users who are cryptocurrency enthusiasts and internet power users. So for more information on keyword staking, please visit keywords.presearch.org. Let me take a quick look at this because I'm running out of time here. So staking dashboard, you can stake your tokens, available to stake. Okay, and so you earn pre-token for searches, and then you can use those pre-tokens to stake if you want to promote something specific. There's a whole video on it here. I'll watch it. It's a term for committing your pre-tokens to a specific word or term. So I guess it's a way of advertising that is community advertising. Where does this revenue go? If someone stakes, during the initial launch phase of the platform, estimated to last until sometime in nearly 2021, there will be no cost. I'm going to have to dig further into it because I heard the speaker mention that a lot of these pre-tokens won't just be funneled into the search engine pockets, that it's actually distributed throughout the users of pre-search, or the holders of pre-search. So I'm going to have to do probably an entire video on this. So here's how you can run a node and all that stuff. You have to have 1,000 pre-search tokens to run a node, which is roughly about $450 or $500 right now. Interesting concepts. Just yet another way we can try to break ourselves away from the big technology, and what I've been talking about this whole time, ways to use cryptocurrency technology to free us rather than enslave us. And yesterday's conversations were really great. I enjoy hearing every single person's approach towards this stuff and their level of fear or adoption of this type of technology, or just their curiosity of people trying to figure it out and then form their own stance as they learn more and more. And then maybe I can learn something from their stance as well. So that's what it's all about. It's dialogue, it's science, That is science, being able to approach things from many, many, many different angles and looking at the results of it all and then compiling it into some kind of formulated formulated conclusion based upon real facts by many independent observers and experimenters. So, yeah. Not this trust the science narrative that only comes from one source that comes from a lot of people who are most likely very, very highly paid or coerced. So, all right, guys. Yeah, I got to get on down to work and do the deal. It is 6:04 in the morning. That's man, I finished actually pretty early. It'll give me plenty of time to make my beet, cantaloupe, pineapple, and tons of other crap smoothie, and then get on down the road. And I have an hour commute, so it allows me to listen to podcasts and anything like that. So if you know of any good podcasts, hit me up and let me know. I'm definitely down to use that time, an hour there, an hour back, to listen to some good information. So yeah, hit a brother up. All right, I'll talk to you later.